Okay, welcome back. Steve Shade here with how to start your own drafting business and ShadeHousePlans.com. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to take our foundation plan that we just finished for our garage and we're going to make the framing plan. So again, these are the papers, the sheets right here. So this is what we ended up with last time, the foundation plan. These details are just kind of default ones I have there. They look like they're the right ones for this project. And here's some notes here. There's probably some more notes that need to go up here that I haven't done yet. And then this is the plan. Now what I'm going to do here too is I'm going to make this a bigger scale so that it takes up more of the paper. All right, I'm going to make it bigger later. We can actually do that right now. I'm going to right click on this. This is called a viewport right here. This takes an image or like a picture from our model space and puts it into our paper space. So this is a picture basically of the model. So we're going to right click on it and we're going to tell it to scale it differently. You can go to viewport and then go to fixed, and I believe the scale I want is going to be 124, which I think is ½ inch. Yeah. So that means a ½ inch equals a foot. All right, so I'm going to put this over there. I'm going to see if I can get this thing big enough. Yeah. What happened there? Okay, there we go. Center it in here a little bit. Okay, good. So what I'll do then is later I'll come back and change this label. And I got these extra lines in there. I got to figure out what that's about. And I got this in here. What's this? What are these things? It says east elevation. I'm going to get rid of those. Those lines are strangely on the paper space, which is not normal. Normally I just have viewports like this. This is another viewport, and this is another viewport. They're just pictures of the model space. So I can't really edit them inside here. I got to go back to the model space. All right, so that's what the foundation plan looks like. We're going to go here. We're going to change the framing plan. So let's see what it looks like so far. Okay, so these are details from another project. We left them there. And these are notes from a different project. We're going to need to change those notes. Wall schedule is probably fine. We'll have to adjust that. The beam schedule, we'll have to adjust that. And then here is the framing schedule. Notice it shows the beam on there. We're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to make this bigger. Right click on it, go to viewport, go to properties, viewport, and then now I actually created myself a little cheat sheet so I can remember the scales, that a ½ inch equals 1 to 24, but it took me, I still don't have it all memorized, so create yourself some notes. Make your life easier. Slide this up there. Make it bigger. There we go. Bring it up a little more. Make it bigger. All right, now we're smoking. Okay, so this is pretty much done. I'm just going to go back and make sure I got all the right dimensions that I need. And I also need to get the concrete back in here. So that's actually part of the viewport. The viewport tells me what layers I see. And right now I'm not seeing that layer. So then if I add the foundation layer, I'm going to get all the dotted lines and stuff. So I don't really want that. So what I'm going to need to do is create some lines here just for the framing plan. I'm probably going to label them exterior walls and the exterior walls layer so that way they show up with the walls. Okay, so let's go back to the model space and do some editing. I want to hide the foundation because I don't want to see any of that stuff. Okay, and the foundation second is the second story, so I don't want to see that either. So I'm going to hide those two things. Now I'm going to bring up this framing again because that was my measurements that I had before. Now, when it comes to the framing, I want to put in the center of doorways. So I'm going to add some measurements in here to get the centers. And then, like I said, I need to draw in these lines here. So let's grab my line tool. I'm going to make sure I got exterior walls selected. And I'm going to right click on it to make sure it's a solid line, so that I could quick drop some lines in here for the edge of this patio. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is get my dimension tool, make sure that I'm in the framing layer instead of the foundation, and I'm going to come in here. I'm going to come in from the edge to the center of this door. Let's see, right here. The wall, thank you. To the center here. You use the M to get to the middle. Let's see, now I got a kind of a problem here. No, that's not really a problem. I'll bring it out here, and then I'm going to take the 1 foot 6 inch one, and I'm going to bring it in closer, because you don't want these to cross like that. It makes it kind of awkward for the plans, the person reading the plans. So there we go. Right. So if the guys need to know where this edges are a little bit different, they can look at the foundation plan. But these are the framers, so they don't tend to need that information as much. They want to know where the centers are often. They often want to know where the centers are. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to put in... I think I'm going to leave this, but I want to add another one. I'm going to bring that in closer. And I'm going to add the one from the wall to the corner, because I really want them to know that, oh, by the way, that's a 6 foot porch. Yep, just like that. There we go. And I'm going to bring this out a little bit, and this out a little bit. There we go. Make it look nice. Easy to read. That's the whole point. You got to make it easy for these framing guys, because they're not always got the best sight. They're dealing with dust, they're dealing with sun, they're dealing with all kinds of stuff out there. We got to do whatever we can to make things easier for them. And that will also help you get more jobs. Let's see if it'll work for here. M? No, it won't. Okay, so we need to do what I call is, we're going to put a line across here to help us, kind of like a guideline, to help us get this measurement in. Let's go across the middle of there. Then I'm going to put in my measurement, and I'm going to use the vertice button, V, and then I'm going to select the wall, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click M for the middle, and then there we go. Now I can take my guideline out. I'm going to zoom out here, press the space to get to my select tool, grab that line and delete it. So now we know the center of the door is 3 feet from the edge. Alright, let's see, I got this distance. I do not have that distance. Let's get that in there. There we go. There we go. Alright, now let's see. Zoom out. That distance. Now I need to get to the center of this window, so I'm going to pull this out a little bit and get that going. Yeah, wall, and then I just use the M key again for the middle, and it really does make this a lot faster, these hotkeys. I used to zoom in all the way and try to get down as close as I could to these vertices, but I just learned I could just press V and bam, I'm in like flame. Okay, it's coming up. I want to line these two up a little bit. I'm going to cut the difference here. And I'm going to bring this one out so they match. Now, notice you're just going to match the tips of the arrows, and the numbers resize themselves to fit where they need to be. It kind of weird how it stretches out like that, but you just got to ignore that part. And we're going to take this, I'm going to bring it in where it needs to be. Right there. Okay, great. Alright, and notice how I'm just kind of going around the edges to make sure everything's right. So I started here, this is right, that's right, this is right, that's right. I'm going to add a couple of measurements in here. I got that corner, 18 feet, but I think I want to put the corners of these two so that the framers know where we're at. I'm going to bring this one down to give us some space. I need to bring the 24-inch one down too, or 24-foot one down too. With TurboCAD, when it does this weight symbol like this, what it's doing is it's doing a backup. It's saving it for you. So you just got to be patient, let it save, and then you get back to your work. Those come in handy, although it is kind of annoying. But it's kind of a reminder too that you could save it yourself and not rely on the autosave feature. Let's get the vertice here, the line. So I'm going to go from the right side of the pillar to the right side of the pillar. And then I'm going to do the same thing, the right side of this pillar to the right side of this pillar. There we go. And I'm going to bring this in closer. That's nice little 6-foot increments, right? 6, 12, 18, 24. That's nice. It'll look good, well balanced. It'll be good. Alright, so I think I'm good with the framing plan. This particular garage was real simple. I mean, you can get more involved when you're dealing with closets and bathrooms and all kinds of stuff. I think that anybody that was framing this would be able to figure out where everything goes based off of that. Now, I could bring this up a little bit, like this. Now notice how I clicked on the line. That means I can only go up and down. If I clicked on this line, I can go right and left. If I clicked on the yellow part, I can move wherever I wanted. Because you got the 6-foot on this side. If they wanted to know this distance, they could check it 5'5". That's a good check. This thing here, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to bring it out to the middle a little bit. There we go. I think that, let's see, did the foundation plan show the garage door size? No, it didn't. I think I'm going to put that in for both of them, on both plans. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that on the framing size of that door. Start here, the V. And the line's fine. And the V here. And the line's fine. Come out, I'm going to match it up with that 1/6. Now, I'm going to copy this thing right here with a copy tool. And in order to copy it, I got to move it slightly. So I'm just going to grab it and drag it to the right just a tear, just enough so I can see the pink show up, and I'm going to click again. And so now I have two of them. They're right on top of each other. This second one I'm going to move. I'm going to move it to the foundation plane. I'm going to click on that, and then it'll, since it's selected, it'll move it over there. So now if I unselect the framing plan and select the foundation plan, you can see it show up there. Now I do want to modify these a little bit to make sure they're not sitting on top of each other. Bring this one down. Bring this one down. There we go. There we go. Line them up. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. That's nice. Alright, so let's take a look. Here's the framing plan. This is pretty much what the client's going to get right here. Looks pretty close. Now notice I was able to reuse an old detail from a different plan. I'll probably get to reuse this detail for this plan. I'll need to go back to the code and make sure all these little numbers and stuff are right. Here's the shear plan. That's for later, but this is an example of how it's done. And again, this is correct. It's the stem wall and all that. So I just need to do a couple modifications, and this one's ready for the client. Thank you for watching. If you would like more information, please join my Facebook group called Starting a Drafting Business. Inside that group, I share tips and tricks on how to get your own drafting business started. I also have some tutorials like this one about how to use TurboCAD. So I look forward to seeing you in the group, and I'll catch you next time.